Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Wednesday's Wit and Wisdom lesson. We're going to jump right back into our Caribbean version of Cinderella. You all have listened to this story in previous lessons, and today we're just going to analyze a couple of parts. We're going to talk about who's talking in the story. Is it Cinderella or is it the fairy godmother? And how we can distinguish when different characters are talking. All right, so I'm going to actually read a little bit of this page for you. It is Cinderella talking to Nanan about some things that's going on. So she says, "Oh, poor child," I cried. Now we know that our main character is the child, so that has to be Nanan that's saying that part. "What have you done to yourself?" She shrugged. "My father's wife works me like a servant girl, and Monsieur allows this?" Sighing, she said, "He fears Madame, but I am strong. The work hurts my hands, but not my heart. Some day I will find a way to help." Even as I spoke them, my words sounded hollow. What could I, a poor washerwoman, do for my dearest? And so, what do we see Cinderella doing here? What is she actually doing with her hands? Take a moment and just look at that. Yeah, she's holding out her hands so that Madame can actually see how her hands are, and they probably have maybe little bruises or sores from where she's really been working really hard. And we know that, so she shows her hands, and then she tells her some things. Number one, she tells her that her stepmother has been working her like she's a servant, like a serving girl, and that she's not going to tell her father because her father is actually afraid of her. So we're going to take those pieces of information and we're going to determine some character traits for our character in just a second. So another page that I want us to look at is this page here. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at, and here's the illustration, we're going to look at who was actually talking on these pages and what these actions are going to tell us about her. All right. So I want to go ahead and think about the page that we just read. What do these actions actually tell you about our character? Well, it tells you that she's hardworking because her hands, and she's showing that to Nanan. So she's been working really hard. It also shows us that she's strong because she said, well, it hurts my physical body, but it doesn't hurt my heart. So she's very strong and she's being able to take the things that are happening to her and to keep pushing. And then she cares about other people. So she doesn't want to bother her father with it because it's something that she feels she can endure because she knows that he's actually afraid of Madame as well. Now we're going to think about who's actually speaking on a few pages. So I'm just going to read this page. She took it off, saying, "I will keep this to remind me of this wonderful night and a happiness I will never know again." But I said, "I will help you visit Paul again." So, I will help you visit Paul again. Who's saying that? Yes, you're absolutely right. And if you didn't know the answer to that question, you might want to go back to YouTube or in previous lessons and listen to this story. Again, it's from this text, Cinderella. That is Nanan because she's the fairy godmother and she is helping Cinderella to be able to go to the ball. And she tells her, "I will help you be able to see him again." She shook her head. "I see now that it was not Cinderella he fell in love with," she said. "He was under the spell of your wand." Now, who's that talking? It's Cinderella. She's actually Cinderella. She's actually talking in third person. She's talking about herself. And she says, well, it wasn't her that he fell in love with. It was the person that Nanan was sending to the ball. So she wanted her to know the real her. When the magic goes, the love too will fade from his eyes. So she's really worried about the fact that when all the magic wears off, that Paul will not be in love with her anymore. Alas, I said, my plans have come to nothing. I cannot give you the gift of a love that would change your life for true. Who's saying that? You're correct again. That's Nana. And she's saying, I can't give you that. Like, she's helped her, but she can't give her what she's asking for. That's something that she would have to do herself. Dear godmother, she said, kissing my cheek, you gave me this night. It is enough. And again, that's our character Cendrillon saying that to her godmother. So I know it's not as easy for us to kind of analyze our story in this way because you don't have the text in front of you. So that's why I'm just going to give you bits and pieces of that. But we want to make sure that as we're reading stories and as we're listening to stories, that we're being good listeners. We're doing whole body listening as you're listening to stories. And then you're thinking about who's saying that, which character is saying that. Let's keep going. Now, from our focusing question, it always asks us, why do people admire Perrault Cinderella? Well, to admire, it means to appreciate and respect an object, quality, or person. For example, so if you look at someone with a feeling that is amazing, you're admiring them. And Word Girl says, admire. It's a verb. It's something that you do. Very good. A verb is something that you do. So to appreciate or respect an object, quality, or person. So we've been talking about all of our different versions of Cinderella. We've been talking about the character traits, and based off of these character traits, why would somebody admire someone that has these character traits is what I want you all to get from these lessons. So let's look at Cendrillon's character traits. So on page 9 in this story, we learned that she's very hardworking. She shows Nanan her hands, and she can see she knows that she's been working as a serving girl. So we can say that the traits is that she's hardworking. Remember, in a few lessons back, you all actually filled out a character trait charts on Cinderella on our last book. So Cendrillon was really thankful to go to the ball, and we found that on page 32. So we would say that she's very thankful. Lastly, she wants Paul to see her in her regular clothes, and this was also found on page 32. She's like, listen, I don't want him to fall in love with the girl that he saw at the ball. I want him to fall in love with who I truly am. And that's a very honest person, someone who tells the truth. And these are all very good character traits that would allow us to admire someone. Now remember, this is Cendrillon from this book. Now what I'm going to do is take you back to our Cinderella traits chart. Listen very carefully, because your to-do from today is going to come from this chart, and you may have to look at it to help you complete your work. So some actions that Cinderella did is that she cleaned the house, just like Cendrillon, working very hard like a servant girl. We know that she's hardworking. She helps her stepsisters get dressed for the ball, and even shared some fruit with her stepsisters in the story. That, we said that she was very kind because she did those things. And lastly, she forgives her stepsisters for all the mean things that she did. And if you guys can remember, she allowed them to come and live in the palace with her. So then we said that means that she was very forgiving. Now, what I want you to do is to get out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write at the top of that paper either hardworking, kind, or forgiving. Whichever character trait that you admire the most about Cinderella, not Cendrillon. We're going to do Cinderella. So point to the trait that you most admire about Cinderella and write it at the top of your paper. Only pick one. Okay? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. All right. Now, what you're going to do, this is what you're going to write. Okay? Here, I don't want you to copy this entire chart. We're going to write an opinion paragraph. So the O is our opinion statement, and here it is. This is what you write. I most admire Cinderella because she is blank. And whatever word you put at the top of your paper, whether it was hardworking, kind, or forgiving, is the word that you put in your blank here. So one of these words is going to go here. Now you're going to give your reasons for why you would say that she was either kind, hardworking, or forgiving. So you would say that she blank. What does she do? She gives her stepsisters fruit. Or you may have to go back and look at and reread this story if you do not remember, boys and girls. Remember, all of these stories are online on YouTube. You do have to remember the details from the story in order to complete this assignment. Now, so that shows that she is blank. So whatever you put here is what you put here also. And then you're going to write your conclusion statement. That is why she is blank. Again, you're restating your opinion. So you want to write this sentence word for word. You want to start your next sentence with the word she, because you're telling something that she did to support whatever you put here. And then that shows that she is whatever character trait you put. And then that is why she is blank. I'm going to give you another example to help you out using the same sentence frames. I did not write this about Cinderella, but I wrote it about my mom, especially since Mother's Day is coming up. So, I most admire my mom because she is kind. So, her character trait is that she is kind. Period. I started with a capital letter, put a period in the end. She, remember your second sentence is also going to start with she. She always cooks and cleans for us. So that someone is kind if they cook you meals and they clean, make sure you have a nice place to stay. They're kind. That shows that she is kind. She is a kind person, excuse me. That is why she is kind. And I know this seems very repetitive of using our character trait, but that's exactly what I want. Do not copy this because this is not the sentences that you're writing. You're not going to write about your mom. Remember, you're writing about Cinderella. So like parents, you need to freeze this page so that your scholars can look here to copy their work. So when what I'm looking for are sentences that start with capital letters. I'm looking for your character trait here. Remember, we got those from this chart. And then you need to have your reasons as to why you think that about Cinderella. And that shows that she is blank. That is why she is blank. Now, so for some of my higher scholars, those of you parents, that step level, we've told you it's on level 6, 5, 6, 7, and even 8. We have some friends with step level all the way up to 8. I want you to at least try to give me 2 examples of your of why you say Cinderella exhibits a certain character trait. But for those of you who may not be there yet, go ahead and just copy right from right here on this screen. And I look forward to seeing your work. Continue to send them in via text or on your class Facebook page. Love you all. Okay. And see you tomorrow.